I'm bringing you this GRT update because I've learned some information that I feel it's valuable to share with you. Of course, you have to do your own due diligence. What I say here is not investment advice, and I am a crypto retail trader. This is just my personal journey, and the decisions I'm making, they're my decisions. You've got to do what's best for you. I'm Joanna Garzilli. This is Crypto Angel Network. And thank you for subscribing to the channel, for liking, and especially your comments. Some of the comments that were shared here on a video that I did on Friday, the 11th of March, it was about GRT and why I was hodling. And there are some important things that have come to light that have changed my thought process on that and led to me making a different choice. And so I want to be transparent. I want to share with you what I did and why I ended up doing it. And it's incredibly uncomfortable for me to go ahead and share this, but I just want to be real about things. I mean, I feel really, really strange about it. I'm just going to go ahead and share anyway. And let me get into with my screen. Here we go. And I'm going to share my findings. So when I did that video, right before I said hodl, GRT was, it had touched 220. Right now we're at 173. We've been going lower, lower, lower. When I did a prediction back right on March the 2nd, I thought by today, March the 14th, that we would be back at 240. We would be at that new bottom. We would be starting to go up. And I think that there is a reason why we're not. And I think that is revealed from some friends in our community where I had said, emergency, hodl. You know, sometimes I guess one can be wrong. And I feel like I was wrong here. And I just, I'm just a little bit, I feel heavy with this. So Marvel Extra shared a comment on the video I did, and they said, well, I personally am disappointed in the project since they didn't migrate any subgraphs on the mainnet. A decentralized arbitration mechanism is not implemented, yet they are working on new blockchain adoptions. They literally have 156 nodes with millions of dollars invested by third-party operators which are in idle for almost 3 months now, querying that stupid single pulled together subgraph. As I said, disappointing. So when I saw that comment, my first thought was I have a very basic understanding of blockchain. I am blockchain certified now, but I don't know all the stuff within Graph where you have indexes and curators. But to me, Marvel Extra sounds like they're a developer in some capacity. That's what it seems like to me. Tell me, what do you think? Do you think Marvel Extra is a developer? Marvel Extra, perhaps you can let us know. Are you a developer? And now after this comment, do you still feel the same? Is there anything else that you can share for other people who have GRT or that they're looking to get GRT? Well, then there was another comment that came. So anyway, so let me just, before I move on to the next important piece of information, is that when I read that, I felt this sinking feeling. It was just, perhaps when I did the video on Friday, was I just being too Pollyanna-ish, my outlook, where I just want to be positive, or was it denial on my part? There's this thing, right, within the cycles of trading where one can go through denial. And I'm thinking perhaps I was going through some denial there, and I want to call myself out on it. So let me go on to another comment here on the video that I did that came 12 hours ago. I didn't see that till just now because I had to take a break. I haven't done a video since Friday. I had to just recharge. And this is from Mark Ross. Mark Ross said, have you, in response to my video, have you heard the information about indexes forcing GRT to push more coin supply into the market? Mark, no, No, I hadn't. I hadn't heard that. All I saw was Marvel Extra's comment. He then goes on to say there is some kind of struggle going on with GRT and a solution needed. That's the reason for the dump I heard. Once they fix this issue, it is going to explode. Token Metrics has GRT in the top 3 altcoins out of the top 100. Top 3. So, with this, to me, this is a second comment coming from someone in the community that seems to be in the know. And I don't take these comments lightly. I know sometimes people just write stuff and say things. And again, you have to be really, really careful and do your own due diligence. But this, when I first saw Marvel Extra's comment, I went and searched all over the web. I couldn't find anything. All I saw was just GRT, positive, exploding, great token, which I think it is a great token. Otherwise, I wouldn't have gone and bought so much of it in the first place. But I couldn't find anything here. To me, this is just stuff that from people within the developer community. And it's just not, it's not readily talked about, say, on some of the other big channels or out in the mainstream crypto news space. So this is why I just thought it was important to bring this to your attention. And another thing that's, I think, very, very important here is if we go to, let me just go here to, hang on, I'm on the wrong thing there. Let me just go here. I want to go to where GRT. So when I did that video right before we were at 220, and I really thought, oh, we're about to break up, go upwards, right? To break out. And then I didn't notice until I looked more carefully from my mobile app of Coinbase Pro that there was an M. And look, again, I'm not a professional trader. I'm still learning this stuff, but I could see the M pattern. So I looked up the M pattern and I saw, well, that means it's going towards a bearish trend. And that's what's been happening here. You can just see that we are going lower. And I was thinking about the other day, taking some of my GRT, going and trading when Matic came onto Coinbase Pro. And then after that, going and putting more into Harmony One because Harmony One hasn't fully pumped yet. And I procrastinated, or I think I felt sort of, it's weird. It's like, oh my gosh, I can't sell my GRT because I have a commitment to it. And I could have easily sold at 207 and even at $2, and I got greedy. And I'm just going to tell you, I didn't hodl as of yesterday, last night, Saturday, March 13th, I sold my GRT actually at 1.8088. I cashed out. Now, at some point, I may go back in, but for now, I'm going to be doing probably some day trading with Harmony and then keeping the other Harmony that I have. But you can see here, we've touched 167, 165, and then even from a few, if we go back, we've touched sort of around 165 a few times, and I'm worried that we're going to start to go down, that we're going to go even more bearish on GRT. Look, I mean, it just keeps going lower highs and higher lows. And you can see here I filled it. I sold at 180.88, and so there was my trade there on that. And it's weird for me. It doesn't feel great. I just want to take you inside my coin tracker, and you can see here that I'd invested in total. I didn't do this all in one go. It was multiple buy-ins to GRT starting at 32 cents. I'll show you in a second. So I had in there 17,814, which I started off doing as of January the 6th, I think it was. And then, my profit now having sold, I've sold at a profit of, I have Coinbase fees on that, the Coinbase Pro fees. The fees yesterday on the sale I did were $193. So I have it says $20,611 profit. That's total realized. I had some GRT in December and sold. So it ended up being like 19,300. So I did sell at 115%, almost 116% profit. It could have easily been more if I'd done it a few days before. Now, the other side of the argument is, well, hang on and wait, just hodl and wait till May, June, let it go to $3, $3.54. Now, there's another piece of information that I did learn, and I from the community here. Where is that? Let me see if I can show this to you on my other GRT video. It was a really, you know what? I'm just going to tell you what it is instead of trying to go and find it. But what happened? Someone else in the community on another GRT video I did said, let me get the information correct here. Hang on, let me just gather my thoughts. They said, hang on, let me just come back here. They said, did you know, are you aware, Joanna, that in July, a number of the shareholders in GRT, where they got in at well below 3 cents, even less than that their shares are going to vest and there's going to be a massive sell-off? I wasn't aware of that. And listen, I will find that comment. I will find that comment. But it was in one of my other, if you just go and look at, I've done several GRT videos. If you go and look at one of my other GRT videos, go through the comments, you will see where that comment was. And I'm sorry to not acknowledge the person specifically who wrote that at this point. So I hadn't seen that, but it got me thinking, when I came into this space and really started getting into the trading in December, and GRT had gotten like right at the beginning, and was very excited with GRT, and if I'd known how to trade it, probably could have cleared around $60,000. It's like wow, all the excitement of it, and GRT, it was the new kid on the block. It's the new popular altcoin, right? And I mean, gosh, now it is going through stuff. So my point being, this is what I wanted to say with that. So back in December, I thought, oh, maybe GRT can go to $75 this year. Well, from where I sit in mid-March 2021, I think that's totally ridiculous and naive of me to think of that. Do I think GRT could eventually hit $75? Yes, but that could be 2-3 years from now, unless some incredible breakthrough happens. I thought maybe, GRT, in the beginning of January, maybe when GRT could hit $25. My thoughts have changed again on that. Maybe at the end of this year, they could be at $10. They could touch $10 because we haven't gone into the summer yet. We haven't gone on this crazy, what some other YouTubers are talking about is the super cycle. And so I'm wondering, with this information that was being shared about the sell-off in June, where a whole load of people are going to want to take their profits, where they've had to hold onto their GRT, that how can that not? So let's say, bear with me, let's say that GRT in April, everything just goes back up, right? It's breaking down now, but it's going to go back up again. It will. I don't see how it can't. I don't see how this whole project is going to fall apart. There are too many partnerships in place for GRT. But let's say it goes up to $3. Some people say it can't go to $3. I do. It already touched $2.90. So it could go back to $3, $3.50. So let's just say by June, maybe like late June, it could even touch $4. I think that's very realistic. But then if there is this sell-off, a big dump where the miners sell off, these indexers, curators, people who they want to cash out, because think they got in at 1 cent, 2 cents, 3 cents, that there is going to be a massive dump. And then that could maybe take GRT, yeah, it hits $4, but then it could retrace all the way back down to what? To $2, maybe $1.50, maybe even $1. And then it would start its climb back up again. So if it goes through a cycle of that, and I don't know if there's going to be other sell-offs then or other miners dumping their GRT besides the people who just day trade it by December, I mean, it might only be at $4 or $5, possibly. It'll be up and then it'll consolidate and go through a lot of going sideways throughout the year. So I want to know your thoughts. What are your thoughts on this? Please let me know in the comments. And I want to show you something else here, or why I think, for me, why I went and moved out of GRT at this point. And I've been very, very bullish on it. Hang on a sec. Let me go to this chart, and I'm going to show you something else. So let me just zoom out here. Okay, so where were these dates? I want to show you these dates in February. Where's some new February? Let me go to, I can't see the date here. I want to show like February the 10th. It was around February the 10th. Maybe I can show it from, it was somewhere back. It was somewhere further back. Let me just try from the other chart. I want to show you. Anyway, point being, it was lagging a little bit around February the 9th, 10th. And if we go to the graph blog, right? If we go to the graph blog here, you're going to see that they did an announcement, which was very exciting, right? Because Polygon's, went on the exchange and pumped. And it said the graph expands to layer 2 blockchains and brings indexed open data to Polygon. Now, when that news came, GRT did pop up to 220. It had been lagging a bit, right? It had been going around 190, low twos. But it was that this piece of news here did not help it break up above 220, which I think was one of the lines of resistance. And it didn't get back up to 240, which was another line of resistance. So that didn't do it. And then Graph have had more news come out, right? February the 18th then. This was big, pretty big news, adding 4 additional blockchains, Polkadot, Near, Solana, and CeLo. And again, it rallied a little bit, but not much. Then they talk about the Phantom Layer 1 blockchain, another piece of information. And then on the February 24th, and now March the 11th, that was on Friday. And I did say that in my other video. I thought, oh, great, okay, it's going to go up. But, this is just a little blip. It's just consolidating before it breaks out. Radical hosts the graph's protocol governance. And that was meant to be exciting news. But from where that news came, right, on the 11th, it had a little whoop up here to 2.8, 2.09, but continued to go bearish, has continued. So all these announcements are, despite all these announcements, look, we are still trending downwards. And if you look even from here on the, not on the daily, let me go to the hourly. Look, it's just like downtrend, slight bounce up to here, but like I said, lower highs and higher lows. So I'm just very worried about it breaking down at this point. And because of the information that was shared. Now there's another piece of information I want to share with you here. Now this is a positive piece of news for my friends here who have just gone and bought into GRT, right? You didn't buy in at 289, you didn't buy at 240, you've been buying in at a lower rate. So Null said, as a network engineer, I'm going to go ahead and say at Graph Protocol, GRT has really good chances at developing into a $100 coin this year. Wow. What do you think? What are your thoughts on that? I mean, this is a network engineer, so they are extremely bullish. It's an altcoin which was made to replicate Google's query engine. In 3 months, it's already developed jobs for programmers up 1,700%. So that's an amazing piece of news. But as we saw from the comments on my video, there are indexers who are unhappy right now. There are engineers over there right now where there is a divide happening. Sort of like I know the problems that there were with Bitcoin and the Sedgwick fork, and then with Ethereum right now, with also with different points of view that come up within the community. So there is obviously, it seems that we are at a tipping point within the community here. And I want to show you a couple of other let's see. This is a very positive comment as well from Atik. Blockchain projects with zero competition. GRT is the only indexing and query project. Just think about it. Think deeply. Forget about the price prediction, because we can't predict how big the project is going to be. It can be life-changing for us all. I agree with that. That was why I bought so much GRT. Bought for me, it was a lot of money, $18,000 worth of it. And let me just go over here. I just want to show you from the history of this, from when I had bought in on it. Look how many transactions I had done of GRT. I mean, tons of them. Loads. And it doesn't even show the second page there. It's a lot of GRT transactions that I did. Actually, you can see it. Going all the way back. Here. Look. This goes all the way back for GRT. I mean, I have tons. All the way. I went in at. Hang on, where was it? Where did I want to show you? Oh, this is all my transactions, but GRT wallet. I mean, I did a whole load of them. So let's just go back here a second. So that's very positive news. So that I think that it's just graphs going through it right now. Here's another interesting point about, and I think this is I see some people post in the comments, oh, a token can't ever hit $3, or GRT can't hit $3 because it has to have a 40 billion market cap. No, I don't. I disagree with that, because look, Nicholas Flamel says here, Luna price can 50x while its market cap only 10x. This is very important to get. Luna price can moon, but its actual valuation can remain cheap and undervalued for a long, long time. And then look, Nicholas refers to all these other tokens, including GRT and Matic and Mana, and you can see like the circulating supply. It's in the 400s, around 400 million. So this is an important point. I think it's different from maybe what happens in traditional financial markets. Please let me know in the comments. Can you explain that especially for the people who are new in the community, who can get absolutely wrecked? This is why, even though I took profits on my GRT, and I got good profits, 115%, but I don't feel excited or happy about it. It's a really weird feeling. It's very, very strange. GRT here, Linkus Aurelius, looking juicy. Same setup as last time. Prepare for 5x again. Maybe it will. Maybe with my price prediction for the end of March, where I said it would go up to around 280 something, go to $3, and then maybe retrace to 240 would be the new bottom. I hope so for my friends who still hold GRT. But at this point, it isn't happening. And I think until this index issue gets resolved, it could go sideways for a while. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. There are so many things beyond my control, your control, all our control. This person, John, says down a bit on the GRT entry. Probably should have just waited for the breakout entry, but looks like it's back testing the bottom trend line of the wedge and should soon bounce if Bitcoin holds up. Well, Bitcoin's going to hold up, I think. I mean, we got so much institutional money going in there. They say target is still $4 if this holds. Break below and short term gets ugly. Yeah, it is getting ugly. I mean, God, GRT, it could break down to 140. It could break down to 120. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. And then, we've got other people who really believe in it. People are excited about GRT. Lot of positives here. The gem miner, this is a miner, on Friday said, well, then I guess it's time to post some trade setups again, isn't it? Added to my reef position, large flag on 4-hour, triple bottom. They're bullish on GRT. A lot of people are very, very bullish on GRT still. And they're happy about it. So, again, there you have it. Last thing I want to show you here is when I did, at the beginning of the month, I did my GRT videos. They were showing a 30-day gain of, what was it, around 80%. It had the 30 days before had been around 230%. Then it was 80% last month. Now, in this 30-day cycle, we're negative 15.3%. And, but, the market cap, if we look at in December, the market cap for GRT was around 400, it was around 350 to 400 million. Now the market cap's over 2 billion. So, it's just, I guess it's just going through a blip. And was I a weak hand being shaken out here? It's just I feel like I had to do what I had to do, and for me it was take profits on the way up, and I had bought in later on, and some of that would have been upside down for me. So I took my profits, and I still believe in Graph. I still think it's a great project. I want to see, I'm going to keep tracking it and see what happens. So please let me, the community know, the Crypto Angel Network community, let us know if you know something about this, especially if you are an indexer, a curator. Is there something we don't know? And would just love to have that insight on this. That would be really, really valuable. So this was, I just said so 20 times in a row, probably because I'm absolutely outside of my comfort zone sharing this. Thank you for being here with me. I appreciate you so much. I'm Joanna Garzilli. This is Crypto Angel Network. I appreciate you subscribing to the channel, and I will continue to share my personal crypto journey. And remember, you will hear a reply from me personally, a WhatsApp comment, something about investing. Those are scammers and spammers, and just know that is not me. Ignore those comments. All right. So thank you again. I'm sending you lots of love, and I look forward to seeing you next time.